Welcome students. So we are here to discuss about the subject design of RCA and design of steel structure. There are two modules, module 1 and module 2. Module 1 deals with design of RCC structures and module 2 deals with design of steel structures. So the prerequisites for these subjects are nothing but design of RCC structures and design of steel structures. So today we will start with module 1, which deals with design of RCC structure. As I said, the prerequisites are there for this subject. So in the previous subject, that is design of RCC, in the 5th semester, you have dealt with the design of beams, design of columns, design of slab, design of staircase. So you already seen the RCC design. So all the things whatever required from those, the concepts are required here to design. So in module 1 we have design of retaining wall, we have design of combined footing, we have design of water tank, and we have design of portal frames. So this subject question paper will be for 40 marks. So 2 questions will come and 1 has to be attempted. So today we will start with the first part from the module 1, that is design of retaining wall. Now what is a retaining wall? A retaining wall is nothing but a structure which retains something. Suppose if I am using this for the basement parking retaining wall, that means I am retaining the soil. This is also used near the highways. If you have seen, retaining walls are present to retain the earth. So just I will explain you the components of the retaining wall. So there are two types of retaining wall for the design in your subject. One is design of cantilever retaining wall and the other one is design of counterfort retaining wall. So let us have a look at what is retaining cross section of a retaining wall. You can see the structure. So here this portion we call it as a stem which stands above, this we call it as a toe slab, this we call it as a heel slab, and the portion this here is nothing but the soil retained, that means the soil is present here, and this is the other side which may be open or which may be used for the water structure also. So this is nothing but stem which is projected vertically, this is the toe portion for it and this is the heel portion for it. So we have to design the cantilever retaining wall. So this is the cantilever retaining wall. So what about counterfort retaining wall? In the counterfort retaining wall, you are having the same type, but on to the retainment side of the soil we have the counterforts. So this is a typical section of the retaining wall. So we have the design for the retaining wall, which cross sections look like this. So let us see the design today. Let us see the concept of design. So let us take a numerical example. So let us start. So we have the design of cantilever retaining wall. Now here in the design concept of retaining wall, for some of the criteria we may require a shear key or we may not require a shear key. So retaining wall will have stem as well as heel slab and the toe slab. So all are to be designed. So let us see an design example. Design a cantilever wall to retain on earth embankment with a horizontal top 4 meter above the ground level. So they are saying that we need to design a cantilever wall which is used for the retainment of the embankment, that means the soil present, and with a horizontal top 4 meter above the ground level. That means what, the retaining wall should have a 4 meter height above the ground level of the existing ground. Then they have given the density of earth, that is nothing but density of soil, which is 18 kilonewton per meter cube. So I have designated it as the notation as W. So the angle of friction, that is angle of internal friction for the soil is given, that is phi, which is 30 degrees. Safe bearing capacity of the soil is given, that is 200 kilonewton per meter square, which I will be taking it as P. Now, if the density of soil is not given, you can determine it and note down it. If angle of intersection is not given, if you can assume it in between 30 to 45 degrees, or if you have the tested data, you can go and find out the angle of intersection. Safe bearing capacity of the soil, it depends on the type of soil. It may be a hard soil, medium soil, or a soft soil. That depends, like soft soil may be a clay soil, hard soil may be a red soil. So, depending upon the type of soil, the SBC varies. If we have the tested data, definitely we can use the SBC of the soil. So, these are the content, that is density of earth 18 kilonewton per meter cube, angle of intersection 30 degrees, SBC of soil 200 kilonewton per meter square. So, next, the coefficient of friction between the soil and the concrete, that means the mu, that is concrete coefficient of friction between the concrete and the soil is 0.5. So, adopt M20 grade concrete and Fe415 HYSD bar, that means M20 grade concrete having a strength of 20 Newton per mm square and Fe415 steel bars. So, they have even asked to design the cantilever retaining wall as well as drawing. So, they have given the drawing. Draw the following views. A. Cross section of retaining wall showing reinforcement details. That means, we have to show the cross section of the retaining wall, the same one which I have shown you, and the longitudinal section showing the curtailment. So, I will just show you the rough diagram of cross section. So, this is the cross section of the retaining wall. This is how it looks like on the cut section. Okay, and along the length is nothing but the longitudinal section. So, they have asked you to design a cantilever retaining wall as well as drawing. So, let us start with the design. So, before any design concept, we have to see the dimensioning of the components. As you have seen in the design of beam, design of RC beams, design of slab, you may have come across the dimension. So, same way we are dimensioning. So, first is dimensioning of the retaining wall. Now, first the depth of the foundation is to be defined, that means from the ground level below how much. So, the minimum depth of the foundation is given by this formula, which is P by W into 1 minus sin phi divided by 1 plus sin phi the whole square. So, this is the formula used to find out the minimum depth of the foundation. So, already we know that P is nothing but the SBC of soil, which you are having as 200, W, which is nothing but the density of the soil, W 18, and phi angle of intersection is given. So, substituting, so P is nothing but 200, W is nothing but 18, phi is 30, we have substituted. Please keep a note that all your units should be either in kilonewton meter. Suppose if this is given in terms of Newton and mm, you need to convert it into kilonewton and meter. See to it when you are substituting in the formula, it should be of the same unit, either Newton or meter or kilonewton meter. Now, in this case, we have kept kilonewton and meter. So, it is 200 divided by 18 into 1 minus sin 30 divided by 1 plus sin 30 the whole square. So, this is working out to be how much? 1.23 meter. 1.23 meter. That means what? The minimum depth of foundation below the ground level is 1.23 meter. So, overall depth of the wall, that is, I will denote it as capital H, which is nothing but 4 plus 1.23, which is equal to 5.23 meter. Now, where did this 4 came from? You can see here in the question they are given the cantilever wall to retain a earth on embankment with a horizontal top 4 meter above the ground level. That means what? Above the ground level it is 4 meters, and minimum depth of the foundation below the ground level we have found it as 1.23. So, it is 4 plus 1.23. So, 5.23 meters. So, let us show in a diagrammatic form. So, you can see here the total depth of the retaining wall is 5.23, of which 1.23 is, this is the ground level, 1.23 is below ground level, and the above portion horizontal top is 4 meter above the ground level as given in the question. Next, now we got the total depth of the retaining wall, which is 5.23 meter. Now, let us see the thickness. We will decide the thickness of the base slab. So, the thickness of the base slab is given by an empirical formula h divided by 12. where h being the height of the retaining wall. Now, this height of the retaining wall is in terms of meter. So, I have substituted that is 5.23 meter, I have substituted in mm. So, 5230 mm divided by 12, which is working out to be 435.8 mm. So, I will round it off to 450 mm. You can take anything higher than this, you can take 436 also, 437 also, 500 also, but do not take anything less than this. So, height is 450 mm. Now, I need to bifurcate the components. As you can see in my cross section, I have mentioned the stem, the toe slab and the heel slab. Now, I already know the thickness of the base slab in the sense nothing but this slab. The slab which is at the below portion is called as the base slab, and I have found out the depth which is 450 mm. So, I will bifurcate the dimension of the stem now. So, height of the stem, see you can see this is the total depth of the cantilever retaining wall, and this is the base slab thickness, that is the base slab depth which is 450 mm. So, obviously, out of this if I deduct this, I will get the height of the stem which is nothing but this. So, we have to dimension and design the stem portion, the toe slab and the heel slab. Now, I have the total depth h 5.23 meters, out of which I will deduct the thickness of the base slab which is 450 mm. So, 5.23 minus 0.45 which is 4.78 meter. So, the height of the stem is this height, from here to here the height is 4.78 meter. Now, let us decide the width of the base slab. However, now two dimension we have found out, total height of the stem and the thickness of the base slab. Now, let us define the width of the base slab, that is this is how much width of the base slab. So, you can see the width of the base slab B is given in the range h to 0.6 h, where h being the height of the cantilever retaining wall. So, after computing you can see 0.5 h is equal to 0.5 into this. So, it is working out to be 2.615 meter, and 0.6 h which is working out to be 0.6 into this 3.138 meter. Now, you can take, this is the range, you can take any component in between this. You can also take 0.5, you can also take 0.6. I have just for an example I have worked out both, so that I can get a proper value. So, I got the range 0.5 h being 2.615, 0.6 h being 3.138 meter. So, what I will be doing is I will provide a round figure, that is I will provide a width of 3 meter. Now, this is an assumption, after designing we will come to know whether it is sufficient or not. So, I will taking width of the base slab as 3 meters, which falls in between 0.5 h to 0.6 h. So, the width is nothing but B is equal to 3 meter. Now, what all I have got? I have got the height, I have got the total height, I have got the height of the stem, I have got the thickness of the base slab, the width of the base slab. Now, I have to bifurcate how much is my heel slab and toe slab. So, let us see the toe projection. Toe projection means this is how much. So, that is given by width divided by 3, that is width of the base slab. So, 3 meter divided by 3 which is 1 meter. So, the toe slab from here to here being 1 meter. Then top width of the stem, now this I am providing the tapering type of cantilever retaining wall. You can provide a square type of rectangle type of cantilever retaining wall also. So, I will try to make it a tapering ones. So, top width I am keeping it as small, which I am taking as 200 mm. So, top width of this stem as 200 mm. Okay. Then base width of this stem I will keep the same as the thickness of the slab. So, you can see, so the component starts. Now, let us see the components here. So, this being the total height h, this being the stem. So, top width of the stem is 200 mm and the bottom width I will take this as the same as 0.45 mm. So, we have width of the base slab, we have height of the base slab. Okay. Now, let us start designing. So, we have 3 components to design here. One is stem portion, one is toe portion, one is heel portion. So, let us start designing each component one by one. You can design any component, any sequence may vary. So, let us start with the design of stem. Now, stem portion being from here to here. So, this is the stem. So, you can see the top width of the stem is 200 mm, the bottom width of the stem is 0.45, height of the stem is given 4.78 meter. So let us start designing the stem portion. So the design of stem. Now let us, while designing, we keep into account like this cantilever portion. So we will check how much is the bending moment. So while designing the stem, we will keep into mind, however you have designed the cantilever beam, same in case like this. So this I will project this being a cantilever portion. If I make it in this portion, this is as if a cantilever beam. So I will find out the moment. Let us find out the moment. So the maximum moment, bending moment at the base, that is the base portion. So moment is equal to P into h divided by 3. H divided by 3 in the sense whatever height is there. So this is the height of the stem. So this will act at a 1/3 portion. So you can see here it will act at the 1/3 portion. So the moment at the base is given by the formula moment is equal to P into h by 3, where P is nothing but the force. So that is the force or a pressure which is acting at this point. So we have to find how much is that. That is given by K A W h square divided by 2. That is depending upon the earth pressure, active earth pressure. So P is nothing but K A W h square divided by 2, and this h by 3 comes as it is. So I will show it once again. So the P is the force acting at a distance of h by 3 from the base of the stem. So P being K A into W into h square divided by 2. So the same portion P has been substituted here. Now I will take h inside, so it will become h cube, and this I will take inside. So keeping K A outside and W h cube by 6. Now K is the active earth pressure, which is given by 1 minus sin phi divided by 1 plus sin phi. So 1 minus sin of 30, which phi is angle of internal friction. So it is 1 minus sin 30 divided by 1 plus sin 30, which is working out to be 0.333. Now I will substitute the K value where I have W, that is the density of the earth, and I have the height of the stem. Remember, the small h is the height of the stem. We are designing only the stem. So the height of the stem is given here. So it is from here to here, which is nothing but h is equal to 4.78 meter. So let us substitute. So K comes here, which is 0.33 into W. W is nothing but the density of the soil. So they have given here in the question that the density of the earth is 18 kilonewton per meter cube. So substituting that here. So 18 into 4.78. 4.78 is saying that the height of the stem. So we have already computed the height of the stem, that is from here to here. It is 4.78 meter. So 4.78 cube divided by 6. So it is working out to be 109.106 kilonewton meter. Now this is the just a moment. So factorizing it. So factored moment is equal to 1.5 into this component. So it is 163.66 kilonewton meter. So much part of the moment is acting at the base of the stem. So let us find out the effective depth requirement. So this is given as you have done in RC, the same kind has been done here. So D is equal to root of mu divided by 0.138 FCKB. So here 0.138 FCK is depending upon the grade of the concrete, that is M20 and Fe 415 steel. So you have done it in RCC already. So it depends on the grade of the steel and concrete. You have to take the formula. So the depth moment I have found out. So I will substitute here 163.68 into 10 raised to 6. 0.13 FCK being the grade of the concrete. So M20, so 20, and width I will take it as 1000 mm. So substituting 1000 mm. So D is equal to 243.5 mm. So we will provide the same section as 450. So as I said, though it is 243, I for reasoness I will provide how much is the depth of the slab, that much width of the stem. Now we got the dimension of the stem. The tapering, that is the top of the dimension is 200 mm, and which is tapering downwards, which is 450 mm. So this is how we have regularized the dimensions. The top width being 200 mm and the bottom width being 450 mm. Now let us find. So as per IS 456 Jeep 1.1 from page 96, we can give mu is equal to 0.87 Fy ASTD into 1 minus AST Fy divided by BD into FCK. So we have finalized the dimension of this term. We will see the next part continuation in the next video, in the next part. Thank you.